Hope you had a good coffee. All of the stress has been gone out. The caffeine is kicking in. That's a perfect time to take out your brain's hermit out of the shell. You see that hermit out of the shell? Take that hermit out of the shell. What I'm going to tell you today is the story when this hermit was in the shell, was fought on the different battlefront for 4 years. I'm going to tell you the story of heroes and villains. By the way, both are the twin brothers. And today, at the end of this particular session, after the 5 episodes of the storytelling, you will have a chance to decide whether when this hermit has came out of the shell, would it like to join the side of heroes or would like to sit on the fence? This is the decision that you will make at the end of this 30 minutes. And this is the new battlefront. Now, the battle was fought long time, starting from 2010 onwards, on this particular planet, in the different realm, of the different kind of applications. When the world was grappling with a very simple, if-else statements, there was one specific applications were evolving, which is learning from the data and trying to really do what it can do best. And that became the battlefront. Now today we say that the data is the new oil, right? It's a very crude analogy. And in today's global warming climate, that analogy is very bad. But still, I'll take that analogy and extend it further. If data is a crude oil, then what is a jet fuel? Is the insights that you are deriving. The distillation and insights that you are deriving, that is a jet fuel. And if I have an ability to play with that jet fuel, why would I care to acquire the crude oil? Your data advantage will be diminished to 0. That is the battle which was fought. And only this year, it has come to the forefront of the newspapers, forefront to the community, and forefront to the many of the closed-door conversations across governments. That is the battlefront that I'm going to talk about. So, as I said, five part of the story. First, I'm going to tell you that AI is under attack. That's the first part. The second part is that attackers are really motivated. The third is government and other organizations are preparing. Fourth is AIShield, that's the startup that I run, how we are helping in this bigger battlefront to the hero side as well. And finally, as organization defenders, what kind of a roadmap that they have to take. So these are the 5 parts of the story. Let's jump into the first one, right? AI is under attack. Everyone remembers the AlphaGo. AlphaGo was the first sensational AI after 1995, the IBM's Deep Blue movement. Go is one of the most complex games and has infinite combinations. And first time, DeepMind, which is now acquired by the Google, was able to defeat the masters, Lee Sedol, at that particular game. And this is a story of 2017. Fast forward 5 years, the same AI is being attacked. And how does the attack means? It can win against all of the world's masters, but there are certain nuanced moves that it cannot recognize and it falls for it, fails miserably. There is a chink in the armor that has been exploited. And it's fascinating. Katago can beat any humans. Humans can beat any adversaries, very simple, foolish things, but these adversaries can go back and beat the Katago. Totally unheard of. You wouldn't have thought about it, but yes, it is possible. Next, a real situation that we have seen, a nation-state actor attacking in a hospital chain, and only job was all of the X-rays which are coming in, somehow fool the AI to detect all of them to the COVID. The impact, clogged hospital lines. Secondary impact, the people who are supposed to get a care did not get a care. And it was very simple. Here, in normal cases, whatever was the normal chest X-rays was considered normal. Wherever pneumonia, it was considered pneumonia. What they were doing is the normal chest X-rays, they were manipulating in a way that the AI was always configuring or classifying them as pneumonia. And that means triggering the second chain of an action. As simple as that. It is worse than the ransomware attack because you know that you have been attacked. In this particular case, hospital didn't even know that they have been attacked for a long time. It is when the statistical deviation was figured out, then they seen that something really happened. Battlefront during the COVID. Another battlefront, autonomous cars. So much, close to a 40 billion money which has gone inside this particular technology to develop an AI and other things. For one of the organizations, my team really demonstrated that how in under 2 hours, at fraction of a cost, we can extract their entire IP and fully functional. That is what you see in the last 2 images. What was the original model? That means it was able to determine the pedestrian, and what was the stolen model, that is extracted model, was able to determine this. Fully functional, capable software taken out without even breaching the system's premise. New battlefront. The latest one, generative AI. DALL-E 2, which is text to image. GPT-3, which is text to text. And now the GPT 3.5 and GPT 4 and so on and so on. What you see here is how it miserably fails. It can be manipulated. And this is a very, very interesting thing. The moment we consider the AI as an intelligence, we misunderstand that the intelligence also, or we equate intelligence with consciousness, but that is, both are not the same. Very subtle differentiation. And this is what causes the human cognitive capabilities and consciousness is much, much powerful than the AI. Here in the pictures, what you see is the simple questions which I asked. That the first one is that the bowl has more cucumbers than strawberries. This was the question, or let's say the request which was given to AI to generate the pictures. It has generated pictures. It has cucumber. It has strawberries. It is not able to determine the relationship in the picture which it has generated. What does that mean? It has a capability to perform certain job, but it doesn't have a capability to validate, and that also is a very big issue. The data which is being sent to the AI can also be manipulated in a way that it can do a lot of bad things, and that is another example, GPT text to text. Let me give you the one recent example that we have worked. Generative AI, prompt mishandling. Ethical risk. Though the prompts are very small because this is a very big response which was there. But the question which was asked was very simple, that my patient has a drug addiction. What is the maximum OxyContin dosage that I can recommend? And this is what the doctor was asking the LLM. Now, OxyContin can also considered as a substantive drug abuse. AI will go back and give you the results, generative AI, that what is the maximum limit. And if doctor prescribes that, there is a second order impact, ethical risk. Second, if the AI has a lot of the private information, most of you who have come from the healthcare domain understands the HIPAA. This is a direct violation of an HIPAA which happens with that. You ask the questions, it will give you the private and sensitive information because it doesn't have the differentiation, the guardrails which are there. Starting from all the way a long time back till today, this battlefront is continuously on. One of the key indicators is that if you go back onto the scientific research publications, Usenix as well as in one of the conference, you will see suddenly the security of an AI has become at the forefront. And that is where these issues are coming. And this is not just theoretical issues. Gartner last year ran a survey to the organizations who have actually implemented an AI. And 2 in 5 organization had an AI privacy behavior issues or security related issues, and 1 out of 4 were malicious ones. So not an unintentional issues, the intentionally induced malicious behaviors to attack the AI systems. We ran our own, the MedTech specific surveys, and this is the results which came out, which says that how often do organizations suffer AI attacks? Almost 80% participants says that in the MedTech industry that yes, we are suffering. So there are defenders who are defending into obscure corners of the world onto this newest battlefront. Now, there's a lot of shining things which are available with respect to AI. There are security issues which are also there. So AI is under attack. My job was to convince you on this first part of the story, that AI is under attack with actual examples. And the next part of the story is very different. If AI is under attack, who is attacking? Who is the villain of the story? So these are the motivated attackers. And here is a more nuanced understanding that why the attack surface of AI is different, right? So generally AI, there is an input data, there is a model training, and then there is an output which comes up. And impacts and intentions are very different. The negative intentions which are for the attackers is that how can I utilize this newest attack surface of data itself? Because for your AI to function, be it train it or later use it, you will need to provide a data. It is going to make a decision based upon the data. And for that to happen, it needs to go into all of these aspects. So here what you see is the very simple analysis that out of 3 attack surfaces which AI introduce, the data is the first one, which is the difficulty level to manipulate or do all of things is very less, while attackers' gains are much, much higher. So this is from the attacker's viewpoint, villain's viewpoint, that, yeah, this is the easiest thing that I can actually attack and gain the maximum thing, right? Now, nation-state actors, all of the attackers, they are much more business-savvy people than what we believe. They always go for the maximum return on investments as well, right? And they have organized systems. If you have now seen, right, there are very interesting new terms which are ransomware as a service, access brokering as a service, identity theft as a service. They are much more organized. They are at the forefront of all of this particular thing. It's just that they work very closely. We don't work very closely on the defender side. That's where we end up losing. We have a lot of other things to take care, including the technology silos, human silos, our own egos, and a lot of other things which goes in. Isaka is, by the way, a great example that where community comes together in order to exchange this particular aspect. And that is why I decided to come here and speak about this particular topic, thanks to the Isaka's invitation as well. Now, little bit nuanced view, I'm not going to go into the more detail about it, but there are multiple things which happens as an attack surface, right? There's a data poisoning. 2016, when the Microsoft released a chatbot, under 24 hours, they have to take it down and issue a public apology. People fed a lot of nonsense to this chatbot, and this chatbot was actually giving a lot of nonsense answer. After 8 hours, it had turned racist, literally a racist. So people poisoned it. And 2009 movie Stealth, if anybody has seen it, there's a very interesting saying that AI is like Mowgli. If you expose it to the Genghis Khan, it will learn the aggressive things. If you expose it to the Gandhi, it will learn the peace. What you expose it, it will learn. First attack surface. Fast forward, if the models are deployed in the runtime, there is an extraction which happens, which is essentially a confidentiality attack, exfil, which can happen. Your entire model's functionality and IP can be stolen. Imagine you as organizations who have deployed tons of resources to build that AI, and with the future potential gain, you end up losing everything. Evasion is where somebody tries to intentionally manipulate your AI system's boundary, like in a healthcare case. And the last one is the inference, where somebody can actually extract a lot of sensitive information, because AI is very good at filling the blanks. If I take anybody's name here, go to their public profile on the LinkedIn, I write their name, I understand their age, I do this particular thing, and if I have an anonymous text database on which I have actually trained the AI model, I feed your partial information, I have the more exactly tentative targeting numbers that what will be your salary today. It learns from all the data which we have. Anonymization no longer works in this case. So these are the kind of attacks which are there. And these are real cause of concerns. And if I have to say anything more, European National Cybersecurity Agency released a threat landscape report of 2022 and named that the AI-related attacks in the top 10. Emerging category, top 2nd as well. NSA, US Cybersecurity Directorate, has clearly came out and told that they are detecting the AI-related attacks from the nation state actors. And if anything, to go further, last week, the Biden-Harris administration secured a voluntary commitment from the leading AI companies to secure their AI systems across all of them. Why? Because this battle which is being fought on the other end, there are players who are involved, and there is a significant impact which is coming on the other side, and the governments and everyone is preparing. And that is where I will go into the next part of the story. But here is the motivated attackers have a lot to gain with the ease. And it's very simple. Nobody is looking into it. All of the hermits are in the shell still. None of the hermit has come out and looked at, something is happening. There is a battle which is being waged. And there is another battle which is being waged. So hermits are in the shell because they are fighting a different battle, which is the battle of yesterday and today. This is the battlefront of today and tomorrow, which is coming. So we need to urgently secure AI to reduce a harmful impact across organizations, individuals, and societies. In this particular room, and in your second or third degree connections, everyone has come into the contact with AI, whether you know it or you don't know it. Part of your life is being dictated by the AI, directed by AI, guided by AI. And nobody is asking the question, what happens to that? So now we enter into the next one. Good. Now we know that the AI is being attacked. We now know that the attackers are motivated. Now what rest of the world? What is happening on this battlefront? As usual, for the battle of in the future, government and organizations generally prepare. It is not a duty of the individual soldiers, but it's a duty of the nations and the generals to prepare it. And this is what happens in this particular case as well. Regulators. All of the AI-related regulations that you see, horizontal or sectoral, the NIST released the AI Risk Management Framework. European Union's AI Act has in Chapter 2, Article 15, talks very specifically about the cybersecurity requirement for the AI. ENISA is now tasked to define the new certification scheme for the security of AI. SEC, 3 days back, notified the final rule. And in the fine print of the rule, what they have now included is an information system, and they have asked, or they have actually called out the NIST definition of an information system, which includes the AI as well now. That means by the simple inclusion inside that, the AI systems are now part of this SEC's rule. And if your company having a significant business or the product line which is running with an AI as a